Happy Turkey Day, everybody! So, Thanksgiving is upon us. Time to get together with friends or family or whoever you spend this holiday dinner with. Hopefully, you're going to one. I myself am going to my boyfriend's, like aunts, blah, just kind of whoever you have nearby. So, we are getting into that time of year where everybody is filled with joy and tons of stress because nobody has any fucking money, right? Am I right? Can I get an amen on that? Are we thankful? um, I just wanted to make a video about Thanksgiving, about what this Thanksgiving's going to be. This will be my first Thanksgiving as a vegetarian. I'm still 50-50 if that's gonna stick for that day, because if I get a fresh, like, farm-to-table turkey, like that neck was just chopped that afternoon, I may enjoy just because the place we're going is a farm and the family is amazing and they raise their own animals and they're very good to their animals, and knowing that it's from a good farm, a loving farm and taken care of, I totally might eat turkey. Look at me. But I'd also be completely fine being a vegetarian through Thanksgiving, as I'm not really craving meat a ton. I'm a little shocked. I used to be all about Thanksgiving dinner, turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes, cranberries. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my Thanksgiving dinner, but be fun to try something new, the same old with your family. If you go to family events where it's always stressful and people argue and blah, oh, if you go to those events, I apologize in advance and I understand your pain, but for those of you who have a rock star family and getting together with them is just a riot and you get drunk or stoned, power to you, and just laugh and have a good time, those are the holidays of the 90s that I miss with my family. I remember those. Like, those are the ones where people came over and everybody would drink and you'd sneak a little alcohol in your ice cream and you'd be like, oh my god, I'm loopy and I'm gonna play with my Christmas gifts. Or on Thanksgiving, we'd go sledding because I'm from the Midwest and you have a ton of snow by Thanksgiving for the most part. But it's just interesting because as you get older, you start to spend some of these holidays with friends rather than family, or the family you make, honestly. But they really start to become more enjoyable experiences. Or if you do both, maybe you have a Friendsgiving and a Thanksgiving dinner with your family, those are the best too, because you get the best of both worlds. Um, Whatever your plans are for Thanksgiving, I think we all just need to start opening up our minds more to what this holiday really is celebrating. I've been noticing a lot of conversations on social media and a lot of YouTube videos starting to really educate us on what traditions we celebrate that are either unfactual or completely made up. Like, when you wake up and realize that Squanto was never working with pilgrims, he was taken as a slave and learned English as a slave and um, interacted with pilgrims that way. It really changes the story when you learn that the Indians saved the pilgrims from completely dying off through the harsh winters on the East Coast in America during the holiday times. Uh, they they rarely spotlight how compassionate and kind the Native Americans were. Stories rarely start off with the Native American heritage or the Native American point of view. It's always fucking Christopher Columbus and some goddamn pilgrims sail the goddamn ocean and find a continent they didn't even know they found. And it's just really frustrating when you find out your history that you've been taught your whole life is completely whitewashed, right? Like, when you find out that you've been lied to, a part of you feels defensive because you're like, no, that's the history I've learned. You're wrong. But then when you get past your ego, when you start to realize, oh my god, I've been wrong this whole time, I feel like it creates this anger and frustration because you're like, well, I had no control over this. Why wasn't I told the right story? But then you're also just sad. Like, I feel sad for celebrating a holiday in the wrong way. I completely had the wrong point of view for the first at least probably 18, 20 years of life, nobody talked about what Thanksgiving really was. My school didn't explain the horrific things that Pilgrims did to the Native Americans, and they also didn't explain that Native Americans kept the Pilgrims alive. They didn't explain that the chiefs of tribes were fighting to preserve their culture and at the same time trying to be compassionate to new men who had found the land. It's so frustrating to find out that things had been whitewashed. And why? Why whitewash an entire holiday? When are we going to start to realize that bad things happen throughout man's time on Earth and we need to document these? People want to keep brushing over them with broad strokes and saying, oh no, the Native Americans wanted us here, they helped us, and blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, well, decades after that, their kids were then in battles with the white men who had just came and slaughtered, and chiefs were beheaded, and it's a really gross side of the story, and it sucks that it's never included. My heart goes out to the Native American community who have to deal with holidays like this and Columbus Day every year. Like, that has to be daunting and take a toll on you. I can't imagine the struggle they're going through with fighting with a fucking football team to change their name so it's not signifying the fact that white men used to scalp the chiefs of tribes, and that is what the Washington Redskins are named after. And it's sick that people stand by that. It's sick that people are saying free speech. That's hatred. I mean, yeah, you can have free speech, say what you want, say it, but just know that you're going to receive the energy that you put out there. And if you're using your freedom of speech here in America to be ignorant and hateful and just put people down, then just know that you aren't going to receive respect back. You're going to be criticized, and as you should be. If you're treating an entire culture like that, that's not right. And we need to start realizing what Thanksgiving really is. And absolutely, let's celebrate it. This is a great time of year. It's a really joyful time of year. We all have a bigger heart. We all want to be more compassionate. You know, you feel that inside. There's something good about this time of year, and that's awesome. We want to keep that alive. Let's celebrate that with dinners and coming together. But let's also include parts of the community that we rarely do. I remember the year that I volunteered in a homeless shelter to serve food during a Thanksgiving while my family was enjoying dinner. It actually was more filling and made me feel more well nourished to know that I was helping a community and helping people that didn't have the things I had. It made me feel good. And I think that having that selflessness and just being more kind and compassionate around these holidays will make us all better people. I think it's what we all need. So yeah, the deals with the money and Black Friday, don't get me started on that. I hate that holiday. But all of that, fine, it can be fabulous for some of you, but I think we really need to start focusing on what these holidays represent. And really, as my generation starts to become more in power, take roles of leadership and really start to gain our footing with our voice, I really think we need to start opening people's eyes. And let's utilize this platform we have, this time we live in, to make a change. And let's start respecting and representing the Native American community on holidays such as Thanksgiving and such as Columbus Day, which shouldn't even be called Columbus Day anymore. That'll be a different video. But we can go forward and continue to celebrate these holidays and continue to make them better traditions than they ever were, right? We can make new traditions. We can have new things happen on Thanksgiving. Let's start doing more and giving back. Let's be more involved with our communities, and let's focus on the good. Everybody, take the time to appreciate what you have for Thanksgiving. Love yourself and show love to others. With all of that being said, I also want to say that this time of the year is really amazing. There's something in the air. People have bigger hearts, and it's a good feeling. Even when you have to be alone, if you can't make it to your family or your family isn't speaking to you, okay. Those can be rough holiday seasons to get through, but you're going to look back at that and see how much you grew. spending that time with yourself and appreciating yourself and dealing with the struggles that you may be going through during these holiday seasons, whether it's financial or depression or something that you're struggling through. Others are going through it too. Just know that. I do enjoy the holidays. I've spent many of them alone. It is a hard time to be alone. However, you know there's a love out there. Reach out to your community. People will help you. It's out there. But also enjoy this time. The good food, the love in the air, the fall slash winter crisp snowfalls. Those are the best. But yeah, take this time to enjoy it. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, the rest of the holiday season, and hopefully you don't want to participate in Black Friday, but we'll have a video about that later. All right, well, happy Thanksgiving and eat well.